She'll hit you repeatedly. Ow. Loot. He's making a break for it. Stop him. Please. Porphyron. What? Why is your name familiar? You see Porphyron. He's still standing grimly on the street, paying no heed to the passers-by. The web of lines in his face is staggered into a series of writings. This one addresses you, Porphyron. As you speak, the angles in Porphyron's face relax into a series of strange curves. This one would ask, do you still play combat music? Do you have the neck rope of beads that was stolen? I think so. Is this it?
Updated my journal.
This one sees what you hold. Those are the beads once missing. He takes them from you. You notice his hands have the same tracery of lines upon them as the face. This one has question. How did you get the beads from 3? I purchased them. This one would know. One who fights with coin carries a name in the order of Erit Aga. Porphyron's face breaks into angles again. Those ones are called merchants. It is a path without discipline and without honor. If you were a true warrior, you would learn to use every weapon at your disposal. Let's start a fight with this guy. This one bestows apologies. This one meant no offense. The angles on Porphyron's face sharpen acutely, then slowly curve into ripples. This one bestows several welcome thanks for your service, yes? You're welcome, I think. I have a question for you, though. If you cannot enter combat, how did you get your warrior training? This one clarifies. The Erit Aga may train with one, when there is no anger between them. Ooh. I see. Could you teach me how to use the weapons? This one could instruct you, yes? But this one warns you. With knowledge of violence comes temptation to use it. I hope so. I don't like that. I mean, that's the point, is maybe I shouldn't do it. Never mind then. Because he's right. I would basically be lying to him to say, could you train me in your faith? And then so I can deliberately, with the intention of going into your faith. So never mind then. Never mind then. Oh well.
Die.
Ow. That's quite painful. Who was I looking for again? I'm not entirely sure. Oh, there's a doorway in here. Have I been in here before? Oh, I've already been in here. Arlo. Oh, yeah, I've already been in here and spoken to people.
I'm gone.
I would just leave them be. Which is probably a terrible idea.
Hey, Cutter! Come here! Come on in and sleep it off! Have a good one!
You are calling out for deaders, so I assume you are a collector and you're named, which probably makes things interesting. The man appears less dour and wary of passers-by than the people around him. He moves with an upbeat gait, casually scanning the ground to either side of him as he goes. As you approach him, he nods a friendly greeting. Greetings. Hello, Cutter. Say, you seen any deaders about? None. No, none nearby, no. I had some questions. Too bad, he shrugs. Had some questions, did you ask away then? What are you looking for? Deaders, of course. Don't you recognise the robes of a collector? He grabs a hold of the cloth and holds it up for inspection. Collectors? Aye, collectors, he indicates his ragged brown robe. These here are a collector's robe, Cutter. Any poor sod you see wearing these, me for instance, you're most likely looking for deaders, bodies to sell at the mortuary. Whatever it takes to get by in the hive, right? Do the collectors work together? He laughs heartily. No, we all dress the same, but there's only so many deaders to go round. We band up usually, and compete in bands, packs, whatever you like to call them, ain't none too friendly with one another. Are there rival packs of collectors near here? Sure as sigils round. Most collectors in the hive call Kip in Ragpicker's Square, a dump just north of here, through the large gate. It's mostly run by Shargrave's laddos now, since we fought most of Farad's boys off. Tell me about Farad. Don't know much about the man myself. We spent a lot of time fighting his boys, but they've all suddenly disappeared, along with Farad. We still catch the occasional straggler in Ragpicker's Square, but we've no idea where the rest are hiding at. Do you have many men left? He must, because we hear this lot's been real successful of late. Finding lots of deaders, making lots of jink off the dusties at the mortuary. Don't know him how either, as we've been having trouble finding corpses of late. Well, tell me about Sharegrave. Sharegrave? He's me boss. Never speak with him, though. Never even seen him too close, like. Keeps to himself, mostly, and runs things through a few underlings. You can find him in his case at Ragpicker's Square, but I'd stay away unless you got good reason to talk to him. He's a bit peery, as strange as he is. That's some of the questions, I think. I'm looking for Farad. The collector boss. Don't know much about the man myself. We spent a lot of time finding his things. That's alright. Farewell to you, Cutter. I could be asking about... No. In theory, I could ask about... I mean, yeah, in theory, I could be asking about the... No. Trying to have a look around. Why is it like leaves? The stems look extremely sharp. I'm thinking it's probably worth heading to what am I doing? Yeah, I think what's probably going to end up happening is we're going to probably work with Sharegrave a little, I would suspect. And... oh, hello. I saw a question mark over here. Oh, just the vines. Oh dear! Was not paying attention. Let's all work together.
You see that?
Die.
Yeah, critical hits for everyone. And delightful. Fleece. See a man who's looking around at the buildings with some confusion. He looks lost in his mumbling to himself. Greetings! At last! I beg your indulgence, good sir. I seem to have gotten turned around in this maze of streets. He chuckles uncomfortably. I'm afraid this area of the city is somewhat... He glances around, apprehensively. Unknown to me. There doesn't seem most unwilling to extend aid to a visitor. Could I prevail upon you to help me, perchance? Certainly, where are you trying to go? I see the house of my aunt, Marguerite. She is reported to dwell in a house close to the mortuary, but the street layout seems to have changed since my last visit. Do you know the house of which I speak? I'm afraid I don't know. Ah, I suppose it would have been too much good fortune to hope that you would know of such a place. Well, I thank you for your time, good sir. You're most welcome on these streets. You're about to turn away, when you suddenly have a feeling that something is amiss. Yeah, I've lost another 5 coins. I won't be sure what you think. Let's see what he does. I get more experience. You engage the man in light conversation, secretly study his movement. This man seems to rely on 2 things. 1, pretending to be a high-class citizen, out of his element, to lower the target's guard, and 2, distracting the mark by having the victim point out directions. When the victim turns to point at a street or landmark, the man skims the mark's person and tucks items into his conveniently long sleeves. You make a mental note of his technique. Just as he makes another grab at your purse. Hey, what do you think you're doing? The man jumps in surprise and starts running. Alright then. There's no point in fighting. I mean, is there anything else we want to do around here? Ooh, one here. There's a person there with a name. He's probably going to fight me. Because that's what everyone does. You see a shady-looking fellow standing before you, picking his teeth with what appears to be a tiny metal fork. His chest is covered in patchwork armour adorned with large spikes, and a long knife hangs at his side. You notice he's missing his right ear. Greetings.
Updated my journal.
He regards you coolly from the shadows, as if sizing you up. I had some questions for you. Be off with your Burke, or I'll have your guts for garters. Wouldn't have happened to have lost that ear while robbing an old man here in the hive. I don't know what you're talking about, Burke. Now I suggest you get your mangled carcass out of me sight before I carve my name into you. Look, certainly, just give me the fork you stole from him and I'll be on my way. With a flash of movement too quick to follow, he whips his knife from his sheath and begins waving it menacingly before you. Why don't you come and take it from me, Burke? Why don't you put that blade away before you get hurt? You sure do have a sharp tongue, Burke. I think I'll cut it out and feed it to you. I defend myself, of course. Well, I defend myself. I have friends do that as well. Stop missing! Stop missing!
Damn.
Stop missing critically. Apparently you have forks, sir. High quality stiletto. Right, question. Who wanted a fork? Nestor in the flop house. Was that here? No, no, no. Is this the flop house? Is this the flop house or is that elsewhere? I should probably actually. The flop house. It is! Oh, that's the Ragpicker Square. I do actually want to go in there, of course. Hi, Nestor. I'm here to help. The old man stops frantically pacing, glances nervously. Fork? 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 Can't go home without my fork. Is this the fork you speak of? Nestor happily snatches at the fork. My fork! My fork! Fork, fork, fork! Ho ho! He hops up and down excitedly, waving the fork back and forth in an elaborate pattern above his head, as if he were performing some sort of ritual. Now I can go home. Farewell. Hoo hoo. Farewell. Nestor turns to leave, then, as if struck with some afterthought, he turns back and hands you a scrap of something soft and rubbery. The severed ear! Upon closer examination, you notice there is an earring still dangling from it. Pocket the earring and discard the flesh.
My journal.
The flesh. The flesh. Where is it?
What's up?
Okay. Oh no, you've not. Oh no, you've done that, haven't you? You've done it, haven't you, game? How very frustrating. Let's reload. Wait, hang on. No good. Oh, phooey. Of course. Me, I'm stupid. I'm guessing it replaced that space. Never mind. We'll just click through this. I won't read it. I've just read it. Is this the fork you speak of? Farewell.
Updated my journal.
Yes, it was. There we go. Unfortunately, I don't know what it looks like. Oh, I do. Oh, brilliant. It's only usable by thieves, and we don't have any thieves. Brawl fighters.
I'm gone.
Basically.
I'm gone.
Okay. Right. What was I thinking you were doing? I was about to go and do something.
Hey, being watched, Chief. Just look natural. Casual.
Look casual. You got a guy covered in scars with a talking skull.
All right.
I don't think we can really do natural. Oh, there's a door up there. How delightful. Isn't there someone up here I want to talk to? Oh, Shalandra's somewhere. We need to go and do that. I think I'll probably go and do do these random side bits before. Finds extremely black leaves. I think we'll try and do side things. Ah, Shalandra. Blast! I almost had it that time. Did you know it's dangerous to interrupt spell casters while they're revoking a spell? Luckily for you, I was only practicing. Well, what did you want? I should learn more about this box. You hold out Morador's box for Shalandra to examine. Ah, yes, I remember this box well. I acquired it some time ago. What do you wish to know about it? Do you know the history behind this box? The only thing I have been able to learn is its name. It is called Morador's box. As to who this Morador is or the origins of the box, I do not know. I have more questions. Where did you get it from? Let me think. I don't recall whom I got it from. I just remember I was down in the marketplace looking for some spell components when some person offered me this box. After testing the box, I found it to be cursed, but was intrigued by the spells woven into the box, and so I purchased it anyway. If you were so intrigued by the box, what made you decide to give it away? I was young and brash back then. In my relentless pursuit of knowledge, I carelessly undid one of the spells. Look closely at the box. It was like new when I had it. The signs of decay are an indication the spells are weakening. I realised I was in danger if I kept the box any longer, so I had a contest to get rid of it. A contest? It was the most expedient way to rid myself of it. I simply invited all the bashes in the hive to fight each other to determine who was the best. Bashes are notorious for having big muscles and not much upstairs, if you know what I mean. They came like flies to honey. I offered some money and the box as a prize. I believe some basher named Braskin won the contest. I have more questions. Seem to know something about magic. Can you tell me what spells have been put on it? For many years, I studied the box and tried to learn its secrets. Spell upon spell has been woven into it. To my amazement, my studies revealed that all the spells are of the type used to confine fiends. Fiends? You mean there are fiends trapped within this box? No, not fiends. Just one, a fiend. And judging by the sophistication and power of these spells, it have to be one of significant standing and power in its realm. More questions. Can you safely remove the spells? Seeking to remove yourself from this box, eh? That spell is the worst of them all. Basically, that particular spell draws energy from the current owner of the box and uses it to power one of the spells of confinement. That isn't the worst of it. The fiend inside can smell this energy and would more than likely hunt down that person should it escape. It's really a no-win situation to win that box. Either it drains you dry of your energy, or the fiend within kills you. I see. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you some more questions. Is there a way to safely dispose of it without hurting anyone? I'm not strong enough to fight or banish such a creature. It's been ages since I've been there, but there was a cathedral located in the middle of the Alley of Dangerous Angles. A priest or someone who gains their power from a higher source might be able to help you. Thank you.
Updated my journal.
Can I talk to you? Right. No. Ooh.
I'm gone.
How do I get out of here? There's the door. Right. So we're gonna have to go deep. We're gonna have to go into the alley, aren't we? There's the tavern. That's the way we came out of the mortuary. Do I need to sell? I don't need to sell anything. No, oh, I've got this bronze bracelet. That might be useful to sell. Right. No, this is not. Well, I'm back here again, aren't I?
Done.
Oh, he's still running around like an idiot. Those lines. Can I walk across that? No. Yeah, I'm trying to explore and just kind of map out the whole space. I want to think there should be a door here, shouldn't? No, that's not a roof, is it? Or is it a roof? I don't think it's a roof, actually. Right. Is there any other places I've missed? So there's the flop house. I'm basically trying to invade every single place to see if there's anything interesting or anyone interesting around. So I don't think there's anything else here. Yeah, different areas and the flop house, that's it. Yes, that's in between.